Good day. My name is Mounir Ajam, and I'm the founder and CEO of Uruk Project Management. This video is part of a series on the transformation, the future way of work in the project management area. It is part of a series of videos, and at the same time, it related to some of the books we are writing on similar subject. So the purpose of this video is to discuss my first book that should be published by now or will be published in February of 2025. So basically, the purpose of that book, we call it Vision Realize, is to help top executive understand the need for this transformation in the project management practice and how can we make project management indispensable for organizational success. So to talk about that book, I will be in this video, I will be discussing the book briefly. Obviously, beside the introduction and final reflection chapter, the book is in two parts. In part A, I talked about the current state of practice, but I use system thinking. So basically, when we talk about the current state of practice, I'm not looking at one angle. I'm looking at what are the inhibitors to project performance. We're looking at the current state of practice of project management as a general topic. We look at the current state of practice of PMOs. How are the initiative and the ideas of PMOs, project management offices, how are they doing today? Good, bad, or ugly? We talked about certification. We talked about the role of project management in terms of how it's viewed by the executive and the C-suite. We talked about project management from different industries. So when we look at project management current state of practice from all these angles, we really determined that yes, in many places we've done a great job. There's excellent performers, and there are many companies who consistently deliver success. However, overall, we still see more failure than success. So with that in mind, we basically believe there is a case for change. So after discussing the current state of practice, we made the case for change in terms of how do we need to change. And in this case, change is about transformation. Transforming the practice of project management. However, when we talk about transforming the practice of project management, the issue is not limited to project management and project manager and PMOs. It's really start with top executive. It start at the top. Without top executive understanding, recognizing, and accepting the potential strategic value of project management as a competitive advantage and as indispensable for organizational success. I keep repeating that phrase, right? We cannot go anywhere. So we make the case of change to try to help executives visualize the future under this transformation idea. So that is part B. So in part B, obviously part A, we talked about the current state. We made the case of change. In part B, we try to explain what that envisioned future would look like. What is a PM function? So basically the idea we are promoting the formally recognizing project management as a core organizational function, which is something we touched on in a previous video, and also forming a project management division that is led by a chief project officer. So what does a formal project management functions mean? I'll share 5 ideas. 1, we need to have a chief project officer. I'm repeating that. That must lead that function. And the role of the CPO is to obviously to lead the function and also to work with the other C-suite executive in strategy formulation and helping convert that strategy, the formulated strategy, into a strategic direction and into project and program and portfolio management using the 4 PMs, project, product, portfolio, and program management to help transform organization. Second, supporting the CPO through the project management division we just mentioned. A division that can lead some project. So number 3, the purpose of the division is to support the PMO in spreading the culture and also potentially lead some project. Not all project of the organization, but some project. Then the CPO and the project management division need to help spread that culture of project management across the entire organization. So it's not limited to a division. Everybody who works on project in the organization, whether marketing or HR or finance or IT, need to have an understanding of what a project management system is about, what are the processes, the method that need to be followed and complied with. And I use the word complied here on purpose because we need to have some level of compliance without making the system too rigid where it becomes fragile. So we need to have systems in place with the flexibility of to adopt as necessary, and not only adopt as necessary based on the project, but also based on the organization size, complexity, culture, and many other factors. Number 5, the project management function must lead into touching into an HR area, which is establish and lead professional development, competency development, a potential program like shadowing, mentoring, coaching program, potentially the idea of a professional ladder, internal certification, and the many other areas. So number 5, the focus is on focusing on the people competence to elevate their level of competence, because elevating competence will increase maturity, will increase success. In conclusion, this book, Vision Realized, is my first book in the series, is targeted toward executives to help them understand that project management is not about failure. Project management is and can be about success. We can predetermine success. Thank you.